What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another build video. This build video is for my Ancient Warden 2.0, which is a 1-bar Warden PvP build. It's got 4.5k critical resistance. It's rocking 40k pen, 37k health. It is an absolute monster of a build. On 1 bar, nice and simple to play. You're insanely tanky. The critical resistance will push up to 40k as well. The normal resistances, sorry. So they are really powerful, and I'll show you the sets. We'll start with those. So the first set we are running is Rallying Cry, which is a very commonly used PvP set, but it's because it's one of the best. So it adds critical chance, max magicka, and further critical chance. And when Battle Spirit is active, so that's when you're in a PvP area, if you critically heal yourself, you're going to gain 300 weapon damage and a ton of critical resistance for 20 seconds. It will be lowered if you're in a group scenario, so it's at best solo, but an amazing set. So we're running a Great Sword, Rallying Cry Great Sword with a weapon damage enchantment. It's Nirnhoned, as we are getting the pen from the skill, the ultimate skill. The next item set we're wearing is Nibony Bay, one piece reinforced heavy with a tri-stat enchantment. This will give you 1 line of extra critical resistance. The next set we are running is Pariah, which is one of my favourites, an old school set, but it's still very powerful. So it gives you a line of health, 2 lines of armour, and will increase your physical and spell resistance up to nearly 10,000 based off your missing health. Very strong set. It's going to make you super tanky. The chest is heavy, reinforced with tri-stat enchantment. The shoulders are heavy, tri-stat enchantment, impenetrable. The waist is heavy, impenetrable with a max health enchantment. The gloves are light Rallying Cry, impenetrable with max stamina, max magicka enchantment. Greaves are tri-stat reinforced, legs heavy, feet heavy. Pariah with a tri-stat impenetrable. So it's all heavy apart from 1 piece light, which is the 1 piece of Rallying Cry. Try to have it all impenetrable on the small pieces and reinforced on the larger pieces, and ideally tri-stat everything if you can, as this will give you the best bang for your buck. Also, the jewellery is Rallying Cry amulet, triune with weapon damage enchantment. Rallying Cry ring, arcane with weapon damage enchantment, and Oaken Soul ring with a weapon damage enchantment, healthy. Ideally, I'd recommend probably to have 2 infused on the neck and ring, and healthy, and just 1 healthy, just for a bit of extra health as well, just to keep your health fairly high. Right, so we're going to the skills. Skills are nice and simple. So we've got the Deep Fissure, which hits enemies pretty hard. It's going to deal magic damage. It's also going to afflict with minor and major breach. Totally overpowered skill, as it's, it's providing a major and minor debuff all in 1 hit. So it's almost 10,000 penetration just from this 1 skill. Absolutely crazy. And we've got Wrecking Blow, which is going to hit them super hard with physical damage. It's also going to provide with major berserk. Executioner is just basically your execute, so when they're on low health you just be spamming this. They've changed it to bleed damage as well. Blinding Flare, which is a different skill I don't normally use, but just to add to that crazy resistance you've got major protection it's going to give you, and also Blinding Flare will reveal night blades as well, so you won't be caught off guard. And Polar Wind is your nice strong burst heal. It scales off your max health, so that's why I want to keep the max health as high as possible. And bringing everything together is the Onslaught. This will give you a ton of penetration against your enemy, and that's how we're stacking it up to nearly 40k pen. And it's going to do physical damage. It's a very strong hit as well. Make sure you have all your skill points into your 3 class lines. All your skill points into 2-handed. All your skill points into light armor and heavy. All your skill points into vampire if you can, but ideally just undeath. All your skill points into undaunted, assault and support lines. High health I am, so any damage race, because you need to keep the damage high as well. You don't want to be too tanky and not providing the damage, but this still delivers with a damage race. Also, make sure you have your medicinal use as well to make your potions last a bit longer. So we're going to the stat sheets. I've got 3 into Magicka, 21 into health, and 40 into stamina. So we're using smoked bear haunch, which is one of the best recovery foods in the game. Quite expensive though. You can use jewels of misrule if you want to go a bit cheaper, but ideally smoked bear haunch. Vampire stage 3 minimum for the undeath passive, and we are running the warrior mundus to boost the weapon damage. So if we pop a potion just to see the recoveries, you can see you're nearly at 1700 Magicka recovery and over 1500 stamina recovery, so the recoveries are pretty solid. The spell critical is around 30%, which is good, and then the weapon damage will stack over to 6000 and beyond with continuous, and the resistances they'll go around about the 40k region, and the critical resistance will hit 4500. So any Nightblades trying to hit you with like bursting damage, like the Tarnished Nightmare and stuff like that, you'll be absorbing plenty of that, and you'll be able to take an absolute ton of damage against you. So, because this obviously isn't with the Rallying Cry procced or the Pariah fully procced, but when everything's fully procced, you will be insanely tanky. Right, so we'll get into the champion points. So the green, I recommend Liquid Efficiency and Rationer, because you're using expensive food and you will be using tri-stat potions, so I'd recommend them too, and also Steed's Blessing just for a bit of movement speed. On the blue ones, I would recommend Master at Arms and Deadly Aim, Resilience for even more critical resistance, and Duelist Rebuff for a damage reduction. Red CP, Boundless Vitality, Rejuvenation, Juggernaut for more damage reduction, and Pain's Refuge for another 20%, or up to a maximum of 20% damage reduction. So how to play this build is fairly simple and straightforward because it's a 1 bar. So basically you just want to be playing defensively, keeping your blinding flare up of any Nightblades in this radius, and just keeping your Polar Wind active. When your ultimate is ready, you just want to hit the sub assault, time it correctly with the onslaught, and then into your wrecking blow, and get some crazy burst damage, and just keep the sub assault up, and then obviously chuck in your execute when they're on low health. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, once your ultimate is not ready, you just play defensively. And then once your ult is ready, that is when you can strike and deal some crazy damage and put your enemies down quick. So yeah, that's the end of the build section, guys. Stay tuned for the clips. Drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And any comments, just drop in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video.